Well, thanks for joining me. Today, I'm at the Dragonsteel Stadium for a match in the North East Wales Division 1 between Saltney Town and Greenfield. It's a very damp day on the last day of January 2026, but I'm here in North Wales and I'm looking forward to the game. So in terms of facilities here at the Dragonsteel Stadium, the covered main stand offers seating on the halfway line, and around the rest of the pitch there's ground at level standing with concrete walkways so you don't have to traipse through mud to get pitch side. The playing surface itself, there's plenty of grass on there, which is good, but it will be soft underfoot. We've had plenty of rain in the last 48 hours, so it'll be interesting to see how the two teams fare on this. It might cut up a little bit, to be honest. But all the right ingredients for a match between Saltney and Greenfield. Well, it looks like the refreshments kiosk is closed today, so nothing for me to critique in terms of vegan refreshments. What a strong challenge from the Greenfield defender. Studs raised. Don't think he made contact. So that's why it's a yellow and not a red. Well, with the match getting a bit feisty, the refs called over the two captains just to have a word to try and quieten things down. So a hard fought but goalless first half, and there's some very strong tackles going in there here at the Dragonsteel Stadium. Well, my halftime sweet treat today is a naked bar. This is Cacao Delight. I think it's cacao rather than cocoa, but yeah, my Cacao Delight, which I'll be enjoying right now ahead of the second half. But in terms of Saltney is an unusual little place. It's a long, thin town, and there's a high street and some streets other side of it, and it goes from here about a mile and a half that way, and then it gets to the border with England, and then it continues. Because Saltney is a funny town that kind of straddles the border. I suppose centres of population have got no respect for administrative boundaries, but that town goes between Wales and England. And I suppose the English side is a suburb of the city of Chester, but it's quite an interesting little border. There's one street called Boundary Lane, and literally on one side of the street the houses are in England, the other side are in Wales, and it's been interesting to see what the highways departments of the respective councils do in terms of maintaining that road. Perhaps they just go up to the halfway line. It's not the most unique boundary. Obviously there's a crazy boundary between France and Spain along Pheasant Island, and because there was a peace treaty declared after the war between the two countries centuries ago, that island was never included in the peace treaty. So what happens is that the island, Pheasant Island, switches between France and Spain every 6 months. And then, of course, there's the muddle and the mess of Bal Herzog in Belgium and the Netherlands, and the enclaves and exclaves on there make the map drawing nigh on impossible. Now, I'd probably say Google those. It's not a geography lesson. We'll get back to the football in a minute. And the border in Saltney is nothing quite as interesting as that, but it's quite cool in this part of the world. So the players make their way off the pitch after the match here today. It was a very competitive match, and sometimes it doesn't have to be full of goals to be an interesting watch. At times this game was brutal. Some of the challenges were really hard, and there was a point where it spilled over into pushing and shoving in the second half, and the referee decided to take action and showed 3 red cards. So it was an interesting game. It was ebbing and flowing in blocks of time. Starting off the game, Saltney played really well and was attacking more than the opposition, but then Greenfield came back into it at the end of the second half. The melee and the sendings off just gave an incentive to Saltney Town to come forward, and they could not quite get the equaliser at the end, but it was still a good watch. At times it was attritional. It was really hard graft for the players out there on a pitch that cut up a bit, and it was very soft underfoot. So overall, the 22 players plus subs that came on really gave their all, and it was a good watch. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you'll join me next time. So until then, I'll say goodbye for now.